Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I've started the recording, so you can write your roll numbers in the chat box. Today, we will record the attendance at the start of lectures. So randomly, it will be captured at any time. So today, we will get the attendance recorded at start. So write down your roll numbers in the chat box. Those who will be joining late, their attendance will not be considered. Everyone, write your roll numbers in the chat box. Those who are present over here, put your roll number in the chat box. Great. So let's begin. So in the last lecture, we have studied the concept of scalars and vectors, right? So what is the basic difference between scalars and vectors? I have defined the scalar quantity as a quantity which require knowledge of magnitude only, right? So just by defining the magnitude, you can describe the scalar quantity completely. But for a vector, you need to specify magnitude as well as direction, right? So some of the examples I have given for vector like velocity, force, acceleration, these are some of the vector quantities. Now, as long as electromagnetic field is concerned, there are a lot of vector quantities like electric field intensity, electric flux density, then magnetic field intensity, magnetic flux density, current density, right? Surface current density. Lot of things are there, which are just vector quantities, right? So we are going to study those vector quantities as far as electromagnetics is concerned in upcoming chapters, like in chapter 2 and chapter 3. But for now, we will talk about a vector in general. In last lecture, we have identified the difference between vector and scalar. Then we have solved one of the example based on this vector concept, right? So today also we will solve one more example, and then we will go for understanding vector algebra, like what are different operations we can perform between the vectors. So today's outline would be the vector algebra, but before that, let us solve one more example. And this example has been asked in university examination repeatedly. So I hope you are ready with pen and paper. Right. So we have 3 points, like example. We have given three points. Those 3 points are point A, specified in Cartesian coordinate system, right? So in Cartesian coordinate system, you know the point is specified with respect to x, y, z coordinates. So the point is specified like A 2, -3, -1 +1. So this is first point. Second point is point B. Point B is specified like -4, -2, -4, -2, 6. So these are the coordinates of point B. And third point, because 3 points are given. So third point is point C, and the coordinates of point C are 1, 5, -3. 1, 5, -3. Right? So I hope it's visible. Can someone respond?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Right. So those 3 points are given. Now, what we have to find out here is find number one, vector from A to C. So I should write here, find number one, vector from A to C means AC bar. Find AC bar. Then second, unit vector from B to A. Unit vector from B to A. Now I have told you what is the notation for unit vector. It's A. And that has to be from B to A, right? So unit vector from B to A. Then number three, distance from B to C. Now see, when I say a distance from B to C means it's just a magnitude, right? So you have to find out the magnitude from B to C. So how you represent a magnitude? Magnitude is written as mod of B to C, that is BC bar. This way you can calculate the magnitude of that vector. And last, which is a little bit tough to calculate, the vector from point A. Now I'm going to write a completely. The vector from A to the vector from A to the midpoint of A to the midpoint of straight line joining B to C. Line joining B to C. B to C. So I hope you have written the problem. Have you noted the problem? This example has been asked in university examination frequently for 6 marks. Now let's find out one by one each and every thing that has been asked in this example. So let's proceed to find out first part, that is vector AC bar, right? So to find AC bar, let us understand the geography and let us understand the diagram first, right? So let's have these points, like point B is present here. Let us assume the point B is present here. Point C is over here. This is B, this is C. And we have like point A somewhere here. Point A. Now, first thing is we have to find AC bar, right? So this vector you have to find out. This vector, first of all, you need to find out. Now you have the coordinates of A, you have the coordinates of B. Simply calculate that. Yes, you have point A, you have point C. You should be able to calculate the vector. So without waiting for me, you can start solving this and you can find out the answer for this AC bar. So AC bar, if you see the coordinates also, AC bar is equal to 1 minus 2 A bar X. Make me correct if I'm wrong. I may write, I may be correct or I may be wrong. So you have to identify whether I'm teaching correct or I'm teaching wrong, right? So 1 minus 2 a bar x plus 5 plus 3 a bar y plus into bracket minus 3 minus 1 a bar z, right? So answer of this AC bar is equal to, final answer I'm writing, it is equal to minus a bar x plus 8 a bar y minus 4 a bar z. So this is the final answer for first part. Everyone getting this answer? Can someone respond? Are you getting this answer? AC bar is equal to minus a bar x plus 8 a bar y minus 4 a bar z. Are you getting this answer?
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on to find out next part of this, to find unit vector from B to A, right? So this would be the second part of this problem. So we have to identify unit vector B to A. B to A. And we know that to find unit vector, you should know the vector. You should know the magnitude of that vector, right? So just to find this unit vector, first of all, you should know a vector quantity. Vector involved here is BA bar. BA bar. So it is equal to. Now in the same fashion, you can calculate because you have the coordinate of B, you have the coordinate of A. So calculate that and tell me what is the vector BA bar. Meanwhile, I will write the answer on the screen just to cross check. You have to solve and you have to find out vector BA bar. It's 6 a bar x minus a bar y minus 5 a bar z. This is the vector. You just cross check and tell me whether it is correct or wrong. Magnitude is equal to, now here in this case, you have to identify the magnitude also. Mod of BA bar is equal to, we know that it is it would be 6 square plus into bracket minus 1 minus 1 bracket square plus minus 5 bracket square, right? So answer of this is under root 62. So you got a vector and you got magnitude also. So you are now able to write the expression for unit vector. So unit vector A bar BA is equal to, the vector is 6 a bar x minus a bar y minus 5 a bar z divided by, right? Because unit vector is nothing but vector upon magnitude. So this is the unit vector. It would be equal to vector upon magnitude. Vector I have written in the numerator, denominator I can simply write here under root 62. So you can simply keep this as it is, or you can consider this as a final answer, or you can further simplify this by dividing this numerator coefficient with a denominator. So if you are having a calci, just cross check whether I'm writing correct or wrong. It's 0.762 a bar x minus 0.127 a bar y minus 0.635 a bar z. So this is the answer. You can check, cross check whether you are getting this or not. Check whether you are getting this answer or not. I have written it. I have written the answer for cross check. Can I see everybody's calculator? Can someone show me that you have the calculator with you? Turn on the camera, please. See, in the at start only, I told you calculator is must. Without calculator, it's impossible. So if you don't have calc, it's of no use. And on record, I'm taking this on record because the lecture is getting recorded, and I'm asking you to show me the calculator, and you are not able to show the calculator. So this is the fact, and it's on record now. I have asked you to show the calculator. Nobody is ready to show the calculator. Nobody is in a position to show the calculator. Right? Not an issue. Chalo, let's proceed further. So third part of this example. Let me clear this. Right. So in third part, we have to find out the distance between B to C. Now, this is the third part. Distance between B to C. That means simply we have to identify mod of BC bar. Right. So mod of BC bar, it is equal to BC bar. So first of all, you can calculate BC bar, which is equal to, or you can say it is equal to minus 1 minus of minus 4 a bar x. Right. So a bar x plus into bracket 5 minus of minus 2, 5 minus of minus 2, 5 minus of minus 2 a bar y, right? And plus minus 3 minus 6 a bar z, right? So if you check the answer, it would be like 5 a bar x plus 7 a bar y minus 9 a bar z. So this is the answer for vector. But I'm not interested in a answer of BC bar. I am interested in magnitude of BC bar. So magnitude of BC bar, magnitude of BC bar is equal to under root. What are all those coefficients? It's 5. So 5 bracket square plus next is 7 bracket square plus minus 9 bracket square. So this is for verification under root 155. Right. So if you solve this on a calculator, you will get it will be equal to 12.45. So So this is the answer. This is the value. BC, distance between BC is 12.45. Are you getting this answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have solved third part of this example. Next and important part, as I said, it will be a little bit difficult to understand. So once again, I will try to draw the diagram, then you will able to understand what is asked, right? So you have this point, B here, point B. You have a point C here, and you have that point A, right? So we have all those vectors here, but the thing is, in the third part, we have to find out what we have to find out: a vector from A, right? So the vector will be from point A. Vector will be from point A, but it will join the midpoint of straight line joining BC. Means what? It will end at a midpoint. Let's say we have this midpoint as M. We have this midpoint as M. And we have to find the vector from point A to the midpoint joining straight line BC. Right? So this vector we have to find out. So your fourth task is to find what you have to find? AM bar. You have to find AM bar. Now in earlier cases, we have seen like two endpoints, like starting point and end point is if it is defined. We can easily find out a vector, magnitude, unit vector, etc. But if the point is not given, now in this case, the coordinates of point M are not known. So how to find out the coordinates of point M? For that, we have to consider those 2 points. Those 2 points means B is nothing but -4, -2, 6. It is -4, -2, and 6. These are the coordinates of point B. And coordinates of C, 1, 5, -3. 1, 5, -3. These are the coordinates of point C. Now we have those 2 coordinates, n coordinates of that line. So we, if you recall, if you know the concept called as a midpoint of line. So by using the concept of midpoint of line, you can identify the coordinates of point M. Let me write here the coordinates of point M are as x, y, z. These are the coordinates of point M. Let us assume these are the coordinates of point M. And to find those coordinates, we have the formula like x is equal to, now just you have to add the end coordinates and divide it by 2. So first, x coordinate would be equal to -4 + 1 divided by 2. See what I'm doing. -4, which is here, +1, which is here. I'm adding those 2 coordinates and dividing it by 2. So I will get x coordinate for point M, which is midpoint of that line. Right? So this way you can find out y and z also. So let me write it here for y. Y is equal to -2 + 5, -2 + 5 divided by 2. And here for z, 6 - 6 - 3. Z is equal to 6 - 3 divided by 2. So you got x, y, z components of M x, y, z coefficients of m as it would be minus 3 by 2, right, comma 3 by 2, comma 3 by 2. Check all of you are getting this coordinate. So
Yes, sir.
these are the coordinates of point M. Now you know the coordinate of A. Coordinate of A are 2 comma minus 3 comma 1. So you have coordinate of M, you have coordinate of A. Now you can identify, you can find out AM bar, vector AM bar. AM bar is equal to minus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 minus 2 A bar x, then plus 3 by 2 plus 3 by 2 plus 3 A bar y plus 3 by 2 minus 1 A bar z. So this would be your vector. If you could proceed for simplifying this equation, you will get as a final answer as minus 3.5 A bar x. I'm asking you to use the calculator to solve this. AM bar is equal to minus 3.5 A bar x plus 4.5 A bar y plus 0.5 A bar z. 0.5 A bar z. So this is the final answer. This is the final answer for AM bar. All of you are getting this answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's proceed for next concept, which is again coming under vector algebra, right? So I'm discussing here next concept, next part of our syllabus is vector algebra. Vector algebra. Right. In this vector algebra, we are going to discuss different operations like vector addition. If two vectors are given, how you are going to add those two vectors. Then vector subtraction. How you are going to subtract the vectors. Then you can say vector multiplication. Vector multiplication. So we are going to see all those operations one by one. So basically this part is a little bit different from first two parts. So in first two parts we are going to treat the coefficients directly, right? So for example, if I consider vector addition, I can show this vector addition with the help of geometry. I can draw here. Let's say if you are having a vector A in this direction, and if you are having another vector B in this direction, right? So let's assume this is vector A, this is vector B, this is A bar, and this is B bar. So we always know if we add those two vectors, you will get some results, right? So let us say C is the result. C bar is the final output of this addition. So A bar plus B bar is equal to C. And geographically, this with the graphical representation, I can say here, this is the C, which is resultant of addition of vector A and vector B. How I have identified this? Just by having knowledge of law of parallelogram. Means what? I just have completed this geometry and I get C as a resultant. But in practice, how you do that? How you can do that? For example, suppose I'm having a vector here, A bar. A bar is equal to, let's say, 3 A bar X plus 4 A bar Y plus 5 A bar Z. So if you have this vector and vector B bar is equal to, let's say, A bar X plus 2 A bar Y plus 3 A bar Z, right? So if we have those two vectors, so how the resultant would be, how you can find out the answer of this? You simply have to add the coefficients so as to obtain the final answer. So final answer in that case, it would be like C. As I said, C bar is equal to its addition of A bar plus B bar, right? So that means I'm going to add those two vectors. So it is equal to, simply add the coefficients. If this 3 is added with 1, answer is 4 A bar X. 4 A bar X plus 4 plus 2, 6 A bar Y plus 5 plus 8, 5 plus 3, 8 A bar Z. So this is the final answer of addition. This is how the vector can be added. Any doubt here up till now? You simply have to add the coefficients with respective coefficient. You cannot add X coefficient with Y coefficient with the Z. You have to add X coefficient of both the vectors. Yes. Someone want to say something?
Sir, Omkar, I ask doubt.
Hmm.
Sir, vector algebra मध्ये हे उलट हे करायचं का? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
कशामध्ये?
Vector algebra मध्ये असं उलट करायचं का? Generally आपण पहिल्यांदा multiplication, division वगैरे करतो ना.
हा.
So मग vector algebra मध्ये असं उलट करायचं का पहिले addition?
No, I'm taking those individually. I just have discussed about addition. त्यानंतर मी आता सबस्ट्रॅक्शन डिस्कस करेन आणि त्यानंतर मल्टिप्लिकेशन. याच्यामध्ये 2 टाइप आहेत, डॉट प्रोडक्ट अँड क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट.
ओके सर,
ठीक
नो
आहे.
प्रॉब्लेम.
आपण हे ऑपरेशन्स वेगवेगळे बघत चाललेलो आहे. ज्यावेळी ह्या गोष्टी एकत्र येतील त्यावेळी ऑफकोर्स आधी मल्टिप्लिकेशन करावी लागेल, त्यानंतर ऍडिशन, सबस्ट्रॅक्शन, राईट?
ओके सर, येस.
So this is what about vector addition. In the same fashion, you can perform the vector subtraction also, just by considering the coefficients. So I can write here, second type in this is vector subtraction. Right. Just now I have discussed, like by the law of parallelogram, you can find out the resultant, right? So if this is vector A, this is vector B, this would be the answer. This would be the final result, vector C, right? But how you can do that for subtraction? So this vector, you have to assume in negative direction. So this is vector B, right? So I can say here, just try to understand, vector A bar, this is vector A bar, right? So if I'm trying to find a vector addition, vector A bar plus B bar, then this would be C bar as an addition, right? But now here in this case, I want to find the subtraction. So I just have to consider its negative. So its negative would be here. This would be the negative of that vector b bar. And now if I complete, I will get the resultant. Right. So this is going to be your resultant C. So this is your C. Right. But in practice, mathematically, if I try to find out, like if I give you the example, if vector a bar is given, a bar is equal to, let's say, 4 a bar x, let's say plus 6 a bar y plus 7 a bar z, and let us assume b bar is equal to, let's say, 3 a bar y, a bar x minus 1, or you can say a bar y plus 2 a bar z. Right. So those two vectors are given, and but I want to find the subtraction. I want to subtract those two vectors. So in that case, your resultant would be, let us denote that resultant as C bar. Let us denote C bar, which is subtraction. A bar minus C bar, right? A bar minus C bar. So simply you have to subtract this 3 from 4. So this is a bar x plus 6 minus 1 is 5 a bar y. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 a bar z. So this is what the answer for subtraction of vectors. This is how you can find out the vector subtraction. I hope it is clear. Addition and subtraction is very easy. You simply have to add the coefficient. You simply have to subtract the coefficient, respective coefficients. Is that clear? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood addition and subtraction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move ahead with the product of vectors, that is multiplication. Just a minute. Yeah. So product of vectors, it can be done in two ways. One is dot product and another one is cross product. So let's begin. Product of vectors. So this is third part in vector algebra. Product of vectors. Product of vectors. Right. Now there are two ways, like how we can multiply the vectors with each other. There are two ways. Number one, it's a dot product. Number one is dot product. This dot product is also called as a scalar product, because result of this dot product is always a scalar quantity. Right. So that's why it is also called as a scalar product. Scalar product. I'll come to this scalar product, why we are calling this as a scalar product later on. But let's begin. Let's understand what is dot product, and then at the end we will discuss why it is called as a scalar product. Right. So like dot product of two vectors. So for example, I'm going to take two vectors here. Vector a bar. So any vector is represented by its magnitude right? So its magnitude would be A and its direction, unit vector, A bar A. So this is the first vector. So let me draw this vector somewhere here. So we have this vector A bar. And let us assume one more vector is there, that is vector B bar. Right? So this is vector A bar and this is vector B bar. A bar and B bar. Right? So as in the same fashion, you can write B bar as B bar is equal to magnitude would be B and direction would be A bar B. Right? So we have assumed two vectors, vector A bar and vector B bar, and they are making an angle, let's say theta between them. The angle between those two vectors is theta, right? So in that case, I can define the dot product between those two vector quantities. The scalar product or dot product of those two vectors is nothing but a multiplication, or you can say product of multiplication of those magnitudes multiplied by cosine of angle between them. Let me repeat, the scalar product is nothing but a product of magnitudes of those vectors multiplied by cosine of angle between them. So here, now I am going to define the dot product. Dot product is defined as A bar dot B bar. This is the mathematical way of defining the dot product. And as per the definition just now I said, dot product or scalar product is defined, it is equal to product of the magnitudes of those vectors multiplied by cosine of angle between them. So with that, I can say here this A is the magnitude of vector A bar, B is the magnitude of vector B bar. So I can simply write here AB multiplied by cosine of angle between them. This is as per definition, right? So cosine, that is cos of angle between them, cos theta. So this is the final expression that we use as a dot product. Is that clear? Where this I can write A is magnitude. A is magnitude of A bar. B is magnitude of B bar. And theta is angle between A bar and B bar. That's it. Right? I hope you understand what I have written here, how this dot product is defined. Now, if you observe this term, RHS, if you observe this, there is no direction. No direction component is present. No direction. You will not find any unit vector like A bar X, A bar Y, A bar Z, or let's say normal like A bar N, right? So no direction specified in RHS. That's why it is a scalar quantity, and hence it is written like dot product is always a scalar quantity. It do not give any direction. That's why we call it as a scalar product. Right? I hope it's now clear why we call it as a scalar product. Now we are going to study some different properties of a scalar quantity, or let's say scalar product. So to understand this, these properties, like different cases we have to see. So those cases are like number one. I should write here case one. Now cases are with respect to value of that theta. Case one is if A bar and B bar are parallel. If A bar and B bar are parallel. Now tell me, if A bar and B bar are parallel, then what is the value of theta?
0.
Yes, correct. Theta is equal to 0. And that means cos theta is equal to?
1.
Cos theta is equal to 1. Correct. If I write this cos theta is equal to 1, this expression, so what would be the dot product? A bar dot,
AB.
correct. A bar dot B bar is equal to AB. This is first case. Now second case, case 2. If A bar and B bar are perpendicular. Case 2. If A bar and B bar are perpendicular. If they are perpendicular, we know that theta is equal to? Theta is
90.
equal, correct. Theta is equal to 90 degree. So cos theta?
0.
Cos theta is 0. And that means dot product?
0.
Correct.
0.
So in that case, A bar dot B bar is equal to 0. So I hope you are making note of this. These are
Yes, sir.
different cases based on that MCQs are being asked. Different cases are very, very important. Case 1, if A bar and B bar are parallel, that means theta is equal to 0 and cos theta is equal to 1. So A bar dot B bar is equal to AB. Case 2, if these two vectors are perpendicular, in that case theta is equal to 90 degree and cos theta is equal to 0, and hence A bar dot B bar is equal to 0. That's it. One more case is there, so let's proceed. Case 3. Case 3 is if they are opposite. If A bar and B bar are opposite. So what is the value of theta?
180.
180, correct. Theta is equal to 180. So what is the value of cos theta?
-1.
-1. So what is the value of A bar dot B bar?
-AB.
Correct. Minus AB. See, these are the properties. In fact, I'm writing different cases, different properties of dot product. Now, along with those different cases of theta, I just wanted to define some cases for unit vectors also. So I hope you know what is unit vector. See, if I have this vector, right? If I have this vector will have 3 components. This vector will have 3 components, and those 3 components can be specified with respect to x, with respect to y, and with respect to z. These are just a unit vector represent any vector at any point. So when I say this is the vector and I'm talking about this point, at this point it will have this much x, A bar x value. This is unit vector, this is A bar y, and this is A bar z. Right? So these all combinedly will give you the direction of that particular vector. These all 3 combinedly gives the direction to this vector. If I'm saying this as a vector A bar, this vector A bar is having direction which is given by all those 3 components. right? So those, all those three components are nothing but unit vectors. Unit vectors for those x, y, z, right? Now I want to find out the dot product between those unit vectors. So I can write here dot product of unit vectors. So before I go for finding dot product of unit vectors, let me tell you one thing. All those vectors, all those unit vectors, that means a bar x, a bar y, and a bar z, they are making angle of 90° with each other. They are making 90° angle with each other. That means they are mutually perpendicular to each other. They are mutually perpendicular, right? Now we know that the angle between them is 90°. That means theta is equal to 90° for specifically for unit vectors. Getting it? Now I'm trying to find those cases. A bar x dot a bar x means I'm taking a self dot product. A bar x dot a bar x, that means angle between those two vectors is 0. I'm talking, in fact, I'm talking about same vector. If I talk about same vector, consider 2 times, angle between them would be 0. So if the angle is 0, what is the answer of dot product? If theta is 0, what is the answer of dot product? It would simply give you the product of magnitudes. So product of magnitudes, here the answer would be product of magnitude. But what is the magnitude for a unit vector?
1.
Keep it in mind, any unit vector will have the magnitude always equal to 1. Unit vector itself says that. Unit vector means its magnitude is unity. Its magnitude is 1. So answer would be 1. Next is, let's say a bar x dot a bar y. Now I'm checking other combinations. A bar x dot a bar y. Now what is the angle? What is the value of theta here? It's 90°. They are perpendicular to each other. Similarly, a bar x is perpendicular to a bar z. And similarly, it is also perpendicular like a bar y dot a bar z. So they are perpendicular to each other. So what is the answer in that case? We know that
0.
yes, if theta is equal to 90°, cos theta is 0. If cos theta is 0, answer of dot product is 0. So this is one part. Is it clear so far? Is that clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to write one more definition of dot product. Let's assume we are having two vectors, vector A and vector B. So at any point of time, how these vectors are defined? Let me define it here. Let's say this is vector A, vector B, A bar, B bar, right? So I can simply write those vectors. Let those vectors. I'm writing the vector in a little different way. A bar is equal to. I'm writing x component as ax, a bar x, plus ay. Ay is the y component of that vector. So a bar y plus az. Az is the z component of that vector, right? And let us assume we have one more vector b bar. B bar is equal to, in the same fashion, I will write here bx as a x component of b vector b, a bar x plus by a bar y plus bz a bar z. Right, so these are just x component, y component, and z component of vector A. These are x component, y component, and z component of vector B. Right, now I want to find the multiplication. So simply you have to take the dot product. That means a bar dot b bar. I'm trying to define this dot product in different way. A bar dot b bar is equal to, simply get those two terms multiplied, like a bar x ax a bar x plus ay a bar y plus az a bar z multiplied by this whole term. Right, so one by one you can start taking the component and get it multiplied. So I'm writing the answer here for your cross verification. You can check your calculation, your simplification of this multiplication. Right, so it would be ax bx a bar x dot a bar x plus ax by a bar x a bar y a bar x dot a bar y plus ax bz a bar x dot a bar z. Right, this is first part I have written. Similar three parts would be there. Then proceeding further, we have here as a term called a bar y. Now I'm taking a bar y. I'm going to get it multiplied with the second term bx a bar y dot a bar z a bar y dot a bar z plus a bar y b bar sorry ay by a bar y dot a bar y plus ay bz ay dot az. Right, and third term you can get it multiplied with next term. It is az bx a bar z dot ax a bar x plus az by a bar z minus a bar y plus az bz a bar z dot a bar z. This is the final equation. Now if you simplify this, like if you consider this term, now I'm going to highlight this. I guess time is over. Yeah, we will complete it. So if I consider this term and this term, the answer of those terms would be 0. Hope you are agree.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So these two terms are 0. Answer of these two terms are 0. Similarly, I have two more terms here. This one and this one. Answer of these two terms is 0. Also, this one and this one. Answer of these two terms is 0. So in short, what I can write as answer of this, as when I say, yeah, So when I say a bar dot b bar, a bar dot b bar is equal to simply the answer of this, or you can say a second definition of a scalar product as ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. This is the second definition of dot product. Is that clear? I have told you two definitions of dot product. Number one, a bar dot b bar is equal to ab cos theta. This is first definition. And second definition is a bar dot b bar is equal to ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. That's it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So let
Yes,
us
sir.
stop here for today. Yeah, so you can leave if you have mentioned your roll number in the chat box, you can leave and you can join the next lecture.